Welcome back to another edition of This Week in Earlham College Golf, and it's been a busy last couple of weeks, and head coach Matt GEHRING is going to talk, well, he didn't really want to talk about what happened last week. We're going to talk about that, plus all the matches coming up here in the next few days. Kind of keeping our fingers crossed that the weather will stay nice at least this coming weekend, because the Earlham men's and women's teams will be competing, I believe, coming up on Saturday and Sunday, right?
Correct, yep.
Yeah, so
yep,
we'll
absolutely.
get to the matchup coming up this weekend. Coach and I were talking before we got started, and as hard as it may be, and you've been a head coach, so I'm sure it's happened before where your team did not perform as well as you'd hoped. So I'm going to give you the chance to kind of go back and talk a little bit about what happened this past week.
Yeah, first of all, we played, this was the HCAC preview this week. So all of the conference teams, I think, other than one, was there, and this is also the site of our first two rounds of our conference championship. So it was a big weekend for us to go out and make a statement, a big weekend for us to see the course. None of our guys had played the course before. It's one of the more tricky and difficult courses in the conference. So with that being said, the first day we went out and shot 325 as a team, which by no means is our best. However, we were put in a position to compete for the championship. We were 3 shots out of third, and we were only 13 shots out of first. So anything can happen when it's a 2-day tournament. Anything can happen. We were actually in second place with 5 holes to go, and we ended on the toughest stretch on the course. So with there, you're just trying to fight and grit and grind out pars. And unfortunately enough, we dropped a few strokes and then ended up finishing in 5th. But the message to the guys that night was, grind out tomorrow. It's supposed to rain. Embrace it. Control what you can control. You can't control what the teams in front of us shoot or the teams behind us that were riding our coattails can shoot. And for lack of a better term, Sunday did not go our way. We let a really good opportunity slip through our hands. The guys know it. We talked about it yesterday in practice. We shot substantially worse the second day. I think we learned a lot about ourselves. About this isn't high school anymore. We're in 2-day tournaments now. We have to be in this for 48 hours, nonstop focus, in order for us to succeed. And I think they saw that. I think they got a little taste of success on Saturday, and I think they also got that bitter taste of defeat and disappointment on Sunday. But again, it's golf. The best part about it is you get another weekend to go out and compete again and to learn from our mistakes the last weekend. And I think we've got a really good practice plan set in place this week, and I think it should yield for some improvement across the board this weekend at Rose.
It is difficult, though, as a head coach to watch that, though, isn't it?
Yeah, you really just, you see them struggling, you see what they're doing, and as, a player who's played college golf, you want to go out there and grab the club from them and play it yourself, but you can't do that. So, you do your best to keep them, to keep their heads in it, to keep their focused. You read greens for them, you help them with shot selection. That way, you can be as influential as you can as a coach to make sure they're as successful as possible. This weekend, Sunday just didn't go our way. Putts weren't falling like they were on Saturday. We had, I think, 9 birdies as a team on Saturday. I think we had 1 or 2 birdies as a team on Sunday. And just the things that were falling for us and the things that we were doing well on Saturday, we didn't have it on Sunday. But again, it's, I don't like making excuses. I'm pretty no-nonsense kind of guy. I don't like making excuses, but we have 5 freshmen, the rain, that could kill you mentally. If you're not mentally prepared for dealing with the rain, the wind, that can be a huge factor in the amount of success that you have during that round. And I just think it got the best of us this weekend.
I've learned one thing over the last several years of covering sports. I know they're not excuses, but there are factors, and I kind of look at those two, and I don't think they're equal. So just from your standpoint, again, you have freshmen. They haven't played college golf. It's different, as you said. You're dealing with some conditions that maybe in high school they would not have played. So those are factors, aren't they?
They are. Our mission and our message to each other this year is, we want to win a conference championship. And the message that I've given to them is we can't think like freshmen anymore.
Right.
Because it's all we have. We have to play like senior mindset in freshman bodies. Because it's the only thing that we can do to be successful.
Exactly.
So I think that all of our players are just like me. They're no nonsense. They don't want to make excuses. But the factors do play a part. It's an outdoor sport. The weather is a huge factor. The conditions, the softer conditions, the wind, the rain beating in on your face. I mean, and it wasn't just a mist or a rain. It was a hard downpour rain for about an hour and a half.
Wow.
And we knew that was going to come. So the anticipation, leading up to when the rain started was there. And then afterwards, the constant guessing, is it going to start now? Because again, it affects your club selection. It affects how the ball's coming off the face. There's all kinds of things that the weather can do to affect your shot, and you really have to kind of think on your toes that way. But again, it was a learning experience for everybody, and again, I think we'll come away from this, as much as it hurts, I think we'll come away from this experience better off have gone through this.
You as a coach, how much do you talk to the players about it? Do you try to learn from it, as you said, but then you also need to put it behind you as quickly as possible?
Absolutely, and that was our thing yesterday. We myself and Brian Maurer, who's been helping us out, our message to them at the beginning was, we were disappointed, but at the end of the day, that's done.
Yeah.
We had tomorrow a practice to put it past us. We used the information that we had and the stats that we had from this weekend to build our practice plan for this week. We knew we struggled in the short game, chipping, pitch shots, and putting. We knew that was our downfall. That was the difference between us being in it on Sunday and us being completely out of it. So this week at practice, we used all of that knowledge that we got from this weekend to use for our practice plans and our practice sets and what we were going to work on for this week. But yeah, at the end of the day, it's done and over with. It's just like in golf. If you hit a bad shot, if you hit a bad tee shot, think about it for 2 or 3 seconds, but then it's done.
Yeah.
You always want to make your next shot better than your last.
Yeah.
And it's the same thing. You want to make your next tournament better than your last. And you can only control what you can do in that given time. And that's been our message to them from day one.
Not an easy thing to do, though.
Absolutely not. Absolutely not.
Especially when you talk about freshmen.
Yep.
I always said the best thing about a freshman is to become a sophomore. And you probably have heard that as well.
Absolutely.
Well, this week, of course, it doesn't get much easier. We're going to talk about what's happening this week when we return on Inside Earlham College Golf right here on Radio Troy Digital Sports.
Best One Tire and Service has been committed to our partners since 1948. With more than 250 locations in 26 states, Best One puts over 1 million tires on the road every year. Superior tires, expert service, competitive prices. Best One Tire and Service, where the best costs less.
Hi, I'm Roger Clark with Best One of Richmond. Because Best One is one of Bridgestone's largest retailers, we offer exclusive Bridgestone savings. Visit us in Richmond to save on Bridgestone tires today.
Welcome back once again. By the way, we are shooting our show once again from their great facility here at Earlham College. We'll be doing that throughout the rest of this college golf season. And I would imagine that just from a standpoint, I always kind of look around in here and just think how amazing it is in here for a Division III school to have this.
Absolutely.
And I want to plug it again because it's great. We don't even see all of it right here, but it's a great facility.
Yeah, and I mean, not just from a Division III standpoint, from all across all levels of the NCAA, your big Division I programs, they have their own building. That's just something that we can't control. They have their own building off-site that they have this, but on steroids, right? But even the Division III, Division II, NAIA level, there's really nothing like this. There's a handful of schools that have this, which it gives us a competitive advantage over a lot of schools, specifically those in the South that can play all the time. We here at Earlham, because we're so diverse and we're a national school, we don't just recruit in the Midwest. We want to recruit the best golfers from all over the country. In order to do that, we've got to dive south to and convince those players that we really want to bring in here. Hey, even though we're a Midwest school, because of our indoor facilities and because of all the technology that we have at our disposal, you can still play all year round. Yeah, it's not outside, but I almost see this and our technology that we have as a bigger benefit. Because you can go out and play rounds and play rounds and play rounds, but if you keep doing the same thing over and over again and you develop bad habits and you don't know what you're doing, what's it worth?
Exactly.
This allows us to really dive into the entire swing and to fine tune everything to the point that when we get outside, there's no difference from us being in midseason form and us being, in championship form where we want to be at the end of the season. So we can really kind of dive into a few more elaborate things and feel like we can be competitive earlier on than we would if we didn't have this.
Yeah, I agree. If you get a chance to come on up to Earlham College, take a look, I think you'll be impressed. Well, Coach, as I said before the break, it doesn't get a whole lot of guys. I'm sure from a standpoint, you're looking forward to getting back out there, like
Absolutely.
you said, in golf, you get the next week. So the mental preparation and everything this week leads up to this weekend. Talk about what you expect.
Yeah, I think after the way this weekend went, the guys are hungry. Not to say they weren't hungry before, but I think this, with the taste of success, not necessarily success because we knew we could play better on Saturday, but the fact that we were in it, we were in the mix.
Yeah.
I think that gave them the sense of, okay, we can really do this.
Yeah.
This weekend is at Rose Holman. It's at Holman Links. Fortunately enough, it provides us with 2 practice rounds for our last 2 rounds of our conference championship would be. So we're really looking forward to that. A little bit different of a course. I would say it's a little bit more easy. Golf's not an easy sport in itself, but I think it allows you more scoring holes than the course we played this weekend. So, we're going to talk today actually with our course management sessions that we always have. We bring the course up on Google Earth. We can see it in a 3D fashion, go over hole by hole, where to miss, where do you need to hit it, what scores or what holes can you take advantage of scoring wise. And I think that played a benefit last weekend, the fact that we haven't seen the course, or they haven't seen the course, and it's the same situation, they haven't seen the course. All of the teams in the conference, again, will be there, so it's preview number 2, I guess, if you will. And I think the guys are, they're looking to go on and make some noise. I think they want to build off of what they did on Saturday, being in the mix for, being in one of the top 2 or top 3 teams this weekend. But we're just looking to improve. Everything that we do, the luxury that we have in our conference is that each tournament doesn't matter in terms of, points or the conference championship. Yes, we want to win every tournament. Yes, we want to go out and have our best showing. But at the end of the day, we're really working towards those last 2 weekends for our conference championship. So we're really going to use this as a learning tool, figure out the nuances of the course. That way we're even more prepared those last 2 weekends for conference.
By the way, you're pretty active on social media, so we can kind of follow along, right?
Yeah, absolutely. It's at Earlham_golf. I was pretty involved on social media. On Saturday we were playing well. Again, the weather allowed me to actually have my phone out without ruining my phone because of all the rain. But yeah, if hopefully everybody can go out and check that out. We'll be doing updates as much as I can with how the players are doing, some video, if we've got some clutch putts coming up.
Good.
We'll try to be as active as we can to keep everybody informed and everybody up to date on how we're doing this weekend.
And it is Saturday and Sunday.
It is Saturday and Sunday, yep. We have a early afternoon tee time on Saturday, and then a mid-morning tee time on Sunday.
Okay, and I want to remind you that when Coach is over there and doing all that, it's supposed to be nice this weekend,
Absolutely.
right? That's what you mentioned to me before,
absolutely.
so that'll be good news. We won't have that factor to deal with as well. So.
Yeah, that'll be really nice. Again, weather is a big thing, but I think at this time of the year, courses are still kind of wet, still kind of drying out from the winter, so as much rain that can stay away as humanly possible. That's always a golfer's best friend.
All right, Coach, good to see you.
Thanks, Troy.
Good luck this week.
Yep, appreciate it.
Want to remind you can also check out all the latest information on not just the men's and women's golf teams, but all the athletic teams here at Earlham College on GoEarlham.com. Thanks for being with us. We'll see you next week right here on Inside Earlham College Golf on Radio Troy Digital Sports.